Well, it is about 10 after 8 on April 10th, and I am heading about an hour south to camp overnight in a place I have never been to before. And in the morning, I'm hoping to find a cave that I've heard about in Rusk County, Wisconsin. Allegedly, there is a small cave back in the woods there. I have a set of coordinates that are supposedly where the cave is. But there's very little information about it online. This is kind of a spur of the moment thing, so I'm not sure if it's a good idea or not. It's going to be dark by the time I get there. It's basically dark now and I still have an hour to go. So my plan is to drive as close as I can with the truck and then camp in the woods there till morning, and then I think it's about a mile hike back into where the cave is supposed to be. Just trying to find a spot to sleep tonight. This wood seems pretty decent. Pretty open, actually. Just want to find a spot that has some decent firewood around it. That's kind of a cool looking tree. There's a beer bottle, though. Always a few signs of civilization. I'm gonna check the other side of the trail. Actually, here would be a good place to sleep. Pretty flat. Looks dry. There's another down top back there. Yeah, I think I'll probably do here. This should work. All right, time to get the pack. All right, well, I think my first order of operations, I'm going to gather some firewood and get a fire going, get my bedroll out, and gather more firewood for the night. It's supposed to get down to about 30 tonight, so it's not too bad. I'll just be sleeping under the stars. This is my nada that I made out of an old lawnmower blade. And I have my saw. Oh! That cotton ball will burn for about a minute. And yes, I am cushy and I brought an inflatable pillow. Well, it looks like I'm camped about 20 yards from an old bear bait. So that's great. Hopefully they're not out looking for it this time of year yet. I might go for my maple sausages. Well, it is about 10:30. I've got plenty of firewood for the night. Got a warm fire going there. I think I'm going to turn in and prepare for a long night of tossing and turning until I fall into a restless sleep at about dawn. Well, got a little bit chilly last night. I have frost around me. I didn't get too cold, got just a little bit chilly. 6:15. Well, the sun came up enough, it's hitting my camp now. I think I'm gonna get up and make breakfast, and then we'll try and find that cave. So the cave should be right about there, right underneath the sun. I have a cornbread muffin to go in my chili. It is beautiful this morning. Can't hear any traffic from where I'm at. The only sound is robins singing over there. There's not a cloud in the sky. This is typical camping food. The first couple bites, I about burned my mouth. But now, if I'm not careful, some of the bites are cold already. That is good though. Homemade chili with homemade cornbread. Good breakfast food. I heard a turkey gobble just a little bit ago. Unfortunately, I do not have a turkey license for the spring. Plus, I only have 9mm along, so not even sure if it's illegal to hunt turkeys with a handgun. Probably not. All right, I am off to go find a cave. So my plan is to follow this ATV trail that I'm on till it gets to the top of a pretty good sized hill. And the coordinates for the cave are be to the right, to the south, down over the edge of the hill. So my plan is to hike directly to the coordinates, and then if the cave isn't there, I'll go north and south along the bottom of the hill searching for it. So probably about 15-20 minutes it should be there. I've been finding deer tracks along this trail. These are wolf tracks. Right there, there, there. I often find wolf tracks on the ATV trails. They like to run the trails for the same reason I do. It's easier walking. A lot of animals tend to do that. All right, I'm on the top of the hill here. And according to my map, I need to head southeast at 141 degrees. These compasses are pretty nice. So I just set the dial here to 141 degrees, right there. You hold the compass at the body of the compass level and then tilt the mirror so that the crosshairs line up with the center of the compass pivot. Then you just turn left and right until the needle of the compass lines up with the markings on the plastic underneath it. So like right there. So right there is 141 degrees. Well, I just got to the edge of the hill and it's saying it's 111 yards right down there. Okay. Starting to look like it could be a cave in here. There's some really big boulders right in through there. Oh, the beer bottle back in there. Unbelievable. Nothing spoils nature like human garbage. That cave is just supposed to be somewhere along here, so I'm just gonna get down to the bottom where I can see up into it better and just walk back and forth looking for it. According to the coordinates, it's supposed to be down to my right here just a little bit. Do see right up in there. Looks like a little bit of a cavern. Well, it's not really looking like much. You can tell over the years, giant chunks of these rocks just broke off and fell down the face here. I could have easily buried it. The only thing harder than climbing across this jumbled mess of rocks is doing it with a pack on and holding a phone with the other hand. I really don't want to twist an ankle back in here. I don't know how deep it has to be considered a cave, but I don't think that's a cave. Well, there's some neat features along here. So far, no cave. I've been moving laterally on the side of this cliff. I'm gonna go back down to the bottom, walk along it, see if I can see anything from down there. Well, this is the closest thing I've found to a cave so far. It's not very big, it goes down in. I think it just dead ends down in there. I'm gonna take my pack off and go down in there and see what we can find. There's ice on the sides that makes it a little bit narrower. But even if there wasn't ice, I don't think it could go anywhere. Well, it does kind of go down underneath there. It does actually keep going back in there. I'm gonna go back and get my headlamp. Oh, see if I can turn around. I should probably take my gun off too, it doesn't help. Back in we go. Doesn't help that it's all icy because it makes it slippery and cold. Ugh. Foot stuck. Ugh. Ugh. Foot is stuck. Ugh. Ugh. That word. Ugh, there. Well, common sense says I should probably stop here, but I'm just gonna try going feet first. I don't really want to go head first, because then this is tight. If I go head first and I have to back out, I might get stuck. Ow. Man, I need to get down my belly to see from here. Alright, belly crawl, here we go. Yeah, it seems like it dead ends back in there. I don't see it going up at all.
I'll see if I can get out of here. Oh, I basically have to crawl on my stomach backwards and uphill over these ice-covered rocks. Not easy at all. So I'm pretty much back at the entrance now. Right here is where I came in. And I see to the left here, there's another little cavern. That one's got a bunch of ice all around it though. So that one might have to wait till spring. It kind of goes back in there a little ways. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of disappears around the corner. I can't see how far back in it actually goes, but that's pretty low. I don't think I'd try that without having somebody else here. Ooh. Thought I heard a hissing sound. Anyway, so that narrow part there probably goes back in 10 feet, about the furthest I can get back in there. And it dead ends. All right. Well, there wasn't a sign here saying this is the Five Guys cave, but that is by far the most cave-like thing I have found there. So I'm gonna call it the cave. Success.
And once I got home and started unpacking, I realized that I had forgotten my Milwaukee flashlight back in the cave. So the next day, me and 2 other guys headed back to the cave to retrieve the flashlight, and we did a little more exploring of the cave while we were there. There were some shenanigans along the way.
Well, I have round 2.
When we got to the creek, the water had risen from an overnight rainstorm, so I couldn't cross the same way I had crossed coming out. So we had to improvise our crossing.
That was close.
Dude, just make sure you push out far enough. We stayed mostly dry. Once at the cave, we decided to try exploring the small tunnel that led to the left.
Well, doesn't it? But I could slide in here, but I'm not sure what's gonna happen.
Oh, we can pull you back out.
What if
There's no bear in there,
you
dude.
think there's no animal in there?
No. There's no signs of animals in there.
Oh my.
Oh, there I can see light out the top.
Let me run around that top and see
Here, take this.
where you can. I have another light.
Oh, okay.
Is it somewhere up here?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding! That is sweet. There's a kind of dead end there.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like maybe you could have used to get in there, but the rocks kind of fell in there.
I'm gonna try coming in there.
Pretty cool.
Oh, I do not like how that looks at all.
That's what I mean. I mean, you're gonna get wet.
Yeah.
I mean, I could defend this position with a gun. Here it comes. Through the birth canal.
No kidding. Pull my arm.
You need a push?
No, I'm good. Ow. I'll leave a red spot. I should go back in there.
Yeah, I cracked my.
Are you wet?
Dude, that is so easy. I know. Well, no, I guess if you can get in there.
That's a pretty legit caving right there. I mean, granted, it's not very deep, but that's a little bit of a squeeze.